So if those plays are intercepted, it's a different game altogether, and we're calling for Shedeur Sanders.
I thought he was much better against Minnesota than he was against Pittsburgh. He was not good.
Yeah, I thought he was worse. Yeah, I agree.
Yep, he definitely took a step back.
He easily could have had 4 interceptions yesterday.
Oh, gosh, easily.
They dropped a lot. Everybody dropped his passes yesterday.
The Steelers can't catch interceptions. They have 0 on the season.
What a wild twist this is. Tony Grossi, yes, the same guy who used to tear apart Shedeur Sanders every chance he got, has completely changed his tune. You heard that right. The same Tony Grossi who doubted Shedeur's talent and questioned if he even belonged in the NFL is now saying Sanders is better than Dillon Gabriel. Not only that, he's demanding that Shedeur be named the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's massive, especially coming from someone who used to be one of his loudest haters. But after the Steelers game, something clearly woke him up. You don't see someone flip sides like this every day, and this move is guaranteed to stir up the football world.
Obviously, it was counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Okay, so you're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
my God, because his
thing.
arm's sore?
Yeah.
What, that's a negative? That the kid's got a sore arm?
Yes!
Because he's working too hard?
Tony Grossi has always loved taking shots at players, but this time, things feel different. In the past, he went all out attacking Shedeur Sanders, even when Shedeur was dealing with injuries. When Sanders mentioned that his arm was sore, Grossi didn't hold back. On live TV, he straight up mocked him, saying it was funny that Shedeur was feeling sore when he barely got as many reps as the other quarterbacks. It was a cold and disrespectful move that basically questioned Sanders' toughness and dedication. The harsh criticism only added more fuel to the fire between them, but through all of it, Shedeur stood his ground. He knew Tony's words could never define who he was or what he could achieve. Tony Grossi's sudden change of heart is a clear sign that something big is happening in Cleveland. The energy around the city is impossible to ignore. Everyone's calling for Shedeur Sanders to take control. Fans and analysts are openly questioning why Kevin Stefanski keeps riding with Dillon Gabriel when he hasn't produced a single impressive performance. The frustration is boiling over, and the pressure is mounting for a major change at quarterback.
This is who Kevin wanted, though. That's the thing. Like, this is Kevin's guy. I get so frustrated watching it because, a lot of times we feel like, oh, they're trying to stick a square peg into a round hole and all this stuff. Not now.
Let's not forget, this is the same Tony Grossi that Shedeur Sanders confronted after his preseason game against the Panthers. Up until that moment, Grossi hadn't said a single good thing about Shedeur. But this time, Shedeur wasn't holding back. With fire in his eyes, he looked Tony dead in the face and said, "So, Tony, you got something nice to say about me now?" Then he added, "You're always talking negative, even though I've never done anything to you. What's your problem?"
Good to see you. Oh, we got to do some praising. Dion, she's mine.
Despite everything that's gone down, Tony Grossi is finally changing his stance, and it's obvious something shifted. Dillon Gabriel was never the real answer. He was just a hyped-up pick pushed by Kevin Stefanski. The truth is, the expectations around Dillon have completely collapsed compared to what he's shown on the field. Now, fans and analysts are starting to see through the fake hype. And it's not just Tony Grossi switching sides. Even Rex Ryan, one of Shedeur Sanders' harshest critics, has flipped his view. Just a week ago, Ryan was furious, accusing Shedeur of slacking off and saying he didn't deserve to start over Dillon Gabriel. Rex Ryan's earlier comments painted a totally different picture. He seriously doubted Shedeur Sanders' ability to earn that spot. But after getting major backlash for his harsh words, even Ryan seems to be rethinking everything he said. He's now completely flipped his stance, openly saying he wants to see Sanders on the field. Ryan even called out Kevin Stefanski for not making Shedeur the backup quarterback to Dillon Gabriel instead of signing Joe Flacco. According to Ryan, that was a huge missed opportunity to keep 2 young, talented quarterbacks on the roster. Something he says the Browns should have done from the start. Rex Ryan argued that the Browns' main priority should be giving their young quarterbacks a real shot to prove they can be the future leaders of the team. He made it clear that his support for Shedeur Sanders isn't just about having him on the roster. It's because of the raw talent Sanders brings to the table. Ryan believes Shedeur has what it takes to be the Browns' starting quarterback and deserves the chance to show it on the field. For Ryan, this isn't just about opportunity, it's about investing in the team's future. Even some players are now starting to question Kevin Stefanski's decision to keep sticking with Dillon Gabriel instead of letting Shedeur Sanders play. Myles Garrett, in particular, is speaking out, and his comments are shaking things up. The Browns' star defensive player has openly voiced his frustration with Kevin Stefanski, blasting the team's ongoing struggles and what he sees as a major mistake in not having Shedeur Sanders on the roster. Clearly fed up, Garrett called out the offensive play calling and the decision to keep Dillon Gabriel as the starting quarterback. The all-pro defensive end didn't hold back, venting about the endless cycle of losses and how draining it's become to watch the same disappointing results week after week.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. To lose the same way every time, it's frustrating as hell.
Dillon Gabriel's recent performances have completely flipped the narrative around the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation. Even his loudest critics, like Tony Grossi, are now calling for Shedeur Sanders to take over as the starter. For weeks, Gabriel has failed to produce, and his weak showings on the field have fueled growing frustration among fans, analysts, and now even players. The backlash has gotten so bad that some of Shedeur's biggest doubters, including Grosi himself, are walking back their words. The same Tony Grossi who once said Sanders wasn't ready for the NFL is now admitting that Shedeur is better than Dillon Gabriel and deserves the chance to lead the Browns offense. This sudden change in opinion just shows how bad things have gotten for Dillon Gabriel. But Tony Grossi isn't the only one flipping sides. Rex Ryan, another big-name critic who used to go after Shedeur Sanders, has completely changed his stance too. Ryan is now pushing for Sanders to get his shot, even calling out Kevin Stefanski for choosing Joe Flacco as backup instead of Shedeur. His reversal proves the pressure for change is getting real. Even the players are starting to speak up, with Myles Garrett, one of the team's most respected leaders, publicly questioning Stefanski's decisions. He's openly called out the offensive play calling, especially the decision to keep sticking with Dillon Gabriel, and voiced his frustration with the team's constant struggles. With the pressure piling up from critics, players, and fans, Kevin Stefanski is running out of time and excuses. The demand for Shedeur Sanders is getting too loud to ignore, and it's becoming obvious that sooner or later, Stefanski will have to let him prove himself as the Browns' future quarterback. So, what do you think? Is it finally time for Shedeur Sanders to take over as the Browns' starting QB? Do you think Dillon Gabriel has had enough chances, or is there still hope he can turn it around? And what about Kevin Stefanski? Will he finally give in to the mounting pressure and make a change, or is he stubbornly sticking with Gabriel for the long haul? With all the opinions shifting, from Tony Grossi to Rex Ryan, and even Myles Garrett weighing in, it's obvious that something's got to give. What do you think? Is it finally Shedeur Sanders' time? Comment below, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for all the latest Browns updates.